Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We're giving English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking audiences around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Tonight, from the Burnadome, we are going to be bringing you the Tokyo Yakult Swallows and the Saitama Seibu Lions. We're going to get things going quickly with the starting lineup for the visitors from the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. Leading off and playing in center field wearing number 4 is Kazuya Maruyama. Batting second and playing in left field wearing number 23 is Nori Aoki. Batting third at second base wearing number 1 is Tetsudo Yamada. In the cleanup spot and playing third base wearing number 55 is Munetaka Murakami. Batting fifth in right field wearing number 25 is Domingo Santana. Batting sixth and playing shortstop wearing number 58 is Hideki Negioka. Batting seventh and playing first base wearing number 13 is Jose Ozuna. Batting eighth and doing the catching wearing number 57 is Yudai Koga. And batting ninth and doing the pitching wearing number 11 is Yusinobu Okagawa. And they are going to face a right-hander from the Saitama Seibu Lions, and that is going to be Mitsunori Takahashi. He is taking to the mound this evening to begin the game for the Lions, and he is just completing his warm-up tosses. Once he has done his warm-up tosses, we are going to get this one underway. We will give you the starting lineup for the Saitama Seibu Lions when they come up to bat, but we will give you their defensive assignments in just a moment. So here we go. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Maruyama. So here comes the 1-0 pitch, and it is a breaking ball down, and the count is 1-1. As we've talked before, the Japanese, they like to move quickly, and this game is no doubt moving quickly as well. There's a fastball from Takahashi taken for a called strike. The count now runs to 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Maruyama. Takahashi gets the ball and immediately goes back to work. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And Maruyama did not get his bat off his shoulder one time in that at-bat, and he goes down looking for out number 1 here in the top of the first inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Nori Aoki. So Nori Aoki is one of the names that is more familiar in the lineup, and the specifically more familiar in the lineup to most North Americans, as he'd spent quite a bit of time in Major League Baseball, and he takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Aoki is batting 192 with no homers and a couple RBIs here in his spring training, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. The count now is 0-2. Make no mistake about it, the right-hander Takahashi here is in full speed mode. He gets the ball and he's ready to go. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And time is called as Naoki steps out to slow down the right-hander. And now he's reset and he's ready to go again. Takahashi comes set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball waved at and missed. And Aoki is down on strikes for the second out of the inning, and both via the strikeout. 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the 3-hole hitter, Tetsudo Yamada. Got Big Ray in the house tonight. Welcome, Big Ray. We're glad you can join us. It's exhibition baseball. 1 week from tonight, we are going to get things going for real. And hopefully you can make it in for that one. So here comes the first pitch to Yamada. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Tetsudo Yamada, the hitting star of the Yakult Swallows, takes another breaking ball, but this time it's over for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Yamada. Yamada in the spring training is 4 for 19. He's hitting .211. He's got no homers and a couple RBIs, and there's a breaking ball that's down. They go over to the first base umpire to see if Yamada went, but he said he didn't go, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Yamada. So here we go. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Takahashi delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now runs to 3-1. Big Ray says he remembers last year that there were a couple of pitchers that were Speedy Gonzalez between pitches. Well, Takahashi gets the ball, and he is ready to go. And there's a fastball that misses inside, and that is ball 4 to Yamada. He's aboard with a 2-out walk, so the Swallows are yet to hit a baseball from the pitcher, Takahashi, as the first 2 batters have struck out, and they do have a single. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Munetaka Murakami. Murakami, of course, is a big slugging third baseman, young fella. He tied for the league lead in home runs last year with 39. In the exhibition season, he is 9 for 34. He's got no homers and 4 RBIs. He bats from the left side with his hands extended. And here is the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line. Moving back on it is both the shortstop and the third baseman. And neither of them are going to be able to make the catch. The third baseman is Nakamura. It's a tough play for him. The shortstop who gets the start tonight is Genda, and he had to come a long way. And that ball just bounced in foul territory and into the netting, and no one was able to get it. So that is just a strike for Murakami. For a hitter like Murakami, you've got to be able to take advantage of those outs. Unfortunately, or fortunately for him, he stays alive. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung, and this ball is driven into deep left field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder, Brian O'Grady, and he's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it for Murakami. So for the Yakult Swallows in their half of the first inning, they had no runs. There was 1 hit. There were no errors. And there was 1 runner left aboard. We are through a half inning in Saitama. It is the Yakult Swallows nothing. The Seibu Lions coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the first inning. We're glad you can tune in here with us. We'll give you the lineups when we return. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the first inning, and we're going to give you the starting lineup for the Saitama Seibu Lions. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing number 46, is Shohei Suzuki. Batting second and playing in left field, wearing number 30, is Brian O'Grady. Batting third and doing the catching, wearing number 10, is Tomoya Mori. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 3, Hataka Yamakawa. Batting fifth and playing third base, wearing number 60, is Takiya Nakamura. Batting sixth and playing second base, wearing number 5, is Shuda Tonosaki. Batting seventh and doing the designated hitting, it's going to be Takumi Kuriyama, and he'll wear number 1. Batting eighth is the right fielder wearing number 53, and that is Aido. And batting ninth is the shortstop wearing number 11, Yasunoubu Genda. And they are going to be facing the right-hander, Yasunoubu Okagawa. And that is how it is going to work today for the Saitama Seibu Lions versus the Swallows. So the right-hander Okagawa has almost completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get the bottom of the first inning underway. And it'll be Suzuki, O'Grady, and Mori to face the right-hander. So Suzuki steps in, hitting from the left side. He's got a slightly open stance. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball, swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Suzuki. Suzuki in the spring training, he's 12 for 35. He's hitting 343 with a homer and a couple RBIs. Here comes the pitch, and it is a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side. And the count is 0-2. Okagawa, like his counterpart, likes to work quickly. However, what is different is that he is going from the windup, sort of pseudo windup. He's in sort of a stretch position, but he takes a little bit of a step back. And here's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. And the count remains at 0-2. They've got a lot of starting pitchers in the Japanese league that will work predominantly from the windup. From the set position, whether there's runners on base or whether there's not. There are some guys that do the windup and some pitchers that I would say do a pseudo windup. And here comes the pitch from Okagawa. It is a breaking ball swung on, and Suzuki swings and misses, and that is going to retire him for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Brian O'Grady. This is O'Grady's first foray into Japanese baseball. Of course, O'Grady had spent time in the big leagues with the Kansas City Royals organization, also had some time with San Diego. So O'Grady batting from the left side. Gets himself dug in, and he's ready to go to work against Okagawa. And the first pitch to O'Grady is a fastball. This is swung on, and it's grounded foul just past first base. The count is quickly 0-1. Both pitchers, Okagawa and Takahashi, have come in throwing strikes tonight. That's always a good sign early that they're getting into their groove quickly. So no balls and 1 strike to O'Grady. So O'Grady holds the bat at his shoulder height with a slightly open stance, and he takes a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Grady again digs in. Okagawa gets the sign from his catcher. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball on the inside corner, and the catcher, Koga, steps up looking to throw the ball to third base, but the umpire says no, it was too far inside. The count runs to 1-2. It looked like exactly the same pitch as the one before. Koga wanted that pitch, but did not get the call from the umpire. So now it is 1-2 to O'Grady. And here comes the pitch from Okagawa. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line. There is going to be room, but it is going to drop foul well beyond the reaches of the third baseman, Murakami, and the left fielder, Aoki, and it's going to keep the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to O'Grady. O'Grady gets his bat, and he's ready to go back to work. He digs in again on the left side, facing the right-hander, Okagawa. Now gets the sign from his catcher. He goes into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I hope that you folks can join us next week for opening night. We'll be on the airwaves Thursday night, Friday morning Pacific time at midnight, Friday morning Pacific time. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's off the first baseman. It hits him in the face. Deflects over to the second baseman, Yamada. He throws it to the pitcher covering. That's going to go down as a ground out. It's going to be a ground out 3-4-1. But the first baseman, Ozuna, is hurt. And the trainers are out to see him. That is retiring O'Grady for the second out. We'll get it again on the replay here. Fastball swung on. That ball took a crazy hop. Actually, it looked like it went up and caught him in the face, but it caught him in the bare hand. Got Ozuna in the bare hand, and then it deflected up. It looks like off his shoulder. And then right to the second baseman, Yamada. Yamada gets it and throws it over to the pitcher covering. So a tough way to get an assist. Ozuna holding his hand right around by the wrist area, where he's going to stay in the ball game. He's going to walk it off a little bit, but I'm sure they'll take a better look at it between innings. Right on the throwing hand. He says he's okay. O'Grady hit the ball hard, and the first baseman did what he could. It took some courage for Ozuna to get in front of it. And that's what he did. He had nowhere to go. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. Mori bats from the left side. He's hitting .258 in the spring training. He's got no homers and 4 RBIs. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes. So 1-0 to Mori. There's a breaking ball that drops in, and the count is now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mori. So 2 out here in the first inning. Should Mori reach base, he'll be followed by Hotaka Yamakawa. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is lifted into Deep left center field. Moving back on it onto the warning track is the left fielder Aoki, and he's going to haul it in for the third out of the inning, and that is going to retire Mori. And the Swallows go 3 up and 3 down here the Lions go 3 up and 3 down here in their bottom half of the first. So at the end of one complete, it is the Yakult Swallows nothing, the Seibu Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the second inning. We hope you can stay here with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment after this as we are moving to the top of the second inning. It's 0-0 with the Swallows and the Lions. Would you like to support Last Raps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Raps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising here to the top of the second inning. It is 0-0 between the Swallows and the Lions. Coming up to bat for the Swallows in their half of the second inning, it's going to be Domingo Santana, Hideki Nakagawa, and Jose Ozuna. We'll see if Ozuna comes to bat. He did take a bullet off the hands there in the first inning. It was on the throwing hand, of course, and it deflected neatly to Tetsudo Yamada, and they completed the unorthodox 3-4-1 putout. So here comes Santana to the plate. He leads it off. He is 6 for 23 in the exhibition season with no homers and a couple RBIs, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Santana. Here's the pitch from Takahashi. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Takahashi ready to go back to work. There's a breaking ball. It's waved at and missed by Santana, and the count goes now to 1-2. As I watch that pitch, I'm not sure so much if that is a slip change or if it's as much as a breaking ball, because it really tumbles out of the hand of the pitcher. And there is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. I think that Takahashi was fortunate with that pitch. Tried to sneak a fastball by Santana, and Santana turned on it, but he rolled it foul past the third base bag. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball. Swung on, it's tapped slowly over to third. It's fielded on the backhand side by Nakamura, and he fires it up the line down into right field, but it's not going to advance the base runner. It is off the wall as the right fielder over to cover, and that is Ito gets over there to cover it. We're going to see how they're going to score that one. I don't know even if Nakamura makes the play, if they would have been able to get Santana. We're going to have to take a look on the replay. He fielded it backhand, threw it off one leg, and he threw it up the line. But based on what I saw, I'm pretty confident they may rule that an error, but we're going to have to get the official scoring here from the scorer. We're going to see how they rule that. It looks like it is going to be ruled as a base hit. So it looks like a base hit for Santana. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Hideki Nakagawa. And Nakagawa is already squaring to bunt. He shows the entire park that is indeed what he is intending to do. They're going to try to advance the runner into scoring position. He squares to bunt, and he takes the pitch. It is outside, and the count is now 1-0. Nagioka batting from the left side against the right-hander Takahashi. Santana, the runner on first. And here comes the pitch. It is bunted. It's down the first baseline, but it is going to roll foul. We're going to do this all over again. So that's going to even the count now at 1-1 to Nagioka. We saw the champion Swallows earlier in the spring training against the Hokkaido nippon-ham fighters. And at that time, they were struggling looking for victories. Lost a couple of games, lost the opening game of the exhibition season to the fighters on a score of 1-0, and they only allowed one hit. So here's the pitch. It's bunted. It's down. Mori comes out from behind the plate, makes a great play. He picks it up. He fires to second base. And that is going to retire the base runner, Santana. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice. That is going to be a fielder's choice. 2-6. As the shortstop was covering. That is out number 1, and Nagioka is now going to be the runner on first base. And scheduled to bat is Jose Ozuna. We're going to see if it is indeed Ozuna coming to bat. As we said in the first inning, he took a ball off his throwing hand defensively. And that's exactly who it is. Ozuna is batting 167 in the exhibition season. He's 4 for 24. He's got no homers and no runs batted in. And they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Nagioka. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. And here's the pitch from Takahashi. It's swung on. It's grounded up the middle. This is going to get through for a base hit. Osuna has himself a single. Advancing to second is the base runner, Nagioka. And Osuna is aboard with a single. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Yudai Koga. So it's now runners on first and second. And Koga will be the hitter. So much for that. It's interesting. It's a little bit cool this evening in Saitama. You can see the breath of the players. Still a little bit on the chilly side. It is a enclosed surface. It's a dome, but it is kind of a open air dome. As there is ability for some crosswind. And here comes the first pitch delivered to Koga. He misses inside from Takahashi, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So after a fairly efficient first inning by the right-hander Takahashi, he is getting touched up a little bit here. Here's a ball that swung on. It is tapped slowly down the third base line. The pitcher Takahashi is going to let it roll foul as he picks it up. And the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Koga. They'll be followed by the pitcher Yasunobu Okagawa as he waits his turn on deck. It's interesting that the Swallows are batting their pitcher tonight, but yet the Lions are batting using a designated hitter. So here we go. Here comes a breaking ball. It's swung on. It is lifted down the right field line. Moving back on it and getting underneath it is the right fielder Ito. He makes the catch and he fires it in, and it's going to hold the runner at second base as Nakagawa does not advance. And that is going to go down as a fly out to right field for out number 2. That's going to leave it up to the pitcher, Okagawa, to come to bat. So Okagawa comes to bat, batting from the right side. He is a 2 for 30 last season as a batter in the lineup for the Swallows. So last season, 2 for 30. It's a bit peculiar why they are batting the pitcher tonight in their lineup, but Maybe they're thinking that they're getting ready for the season and they want to get the pitchers some live at bats. So runners on first and second. Okagawa at the plate. And the pitch from Takahashi is a fastball that is swung on and a lifted foul down the right field line. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Okagawa. Okagawa is batting in the 9 spot today. So here comes the 0-1 pitch from Takahashi. It's a fastball swung on and another pitch swung on and fouled off over on the first base line. And the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Still exhibition baseball. The crowd in Saitama is sparse. If I had to guess, they probably are going to have between 5,000 and 6,000 fans. There's a breaking ball that misses low and away, and the count is now 1-2 to Okagawa. Takahashi gets the sign from his catcher, Mori. He's ready to go back to work. There's another breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Takahashi holds at the belt. He checks the runner at second, and he delivers a breaking ball that's down. They appeal down to the first base umpire, who says that Okagawa didn't go, and that's going to now bring the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. We will be on the air next week, as we said, at midnight Pacific time. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded by Genda. He throws to first, and that is going to retire the pitcher Okagawa on a ground out 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. So for Yakult, in their half of the 2nd inning, they had no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It is the Yakult Swallows nothing, the Seibu Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call of the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're glad you could be here with us. Hold tight, everyone. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom half of, or the 2nd inning. And you're going to have coming up the bat for the Seibu Lions. It'll be the heart of the batting order. Hotaka Yamakawa. It'll be Takiya Nakamura and Shuda Tonosaki to face the right-hander for the Swallows, Yasunobu Okagawa. Okagawa was pretty efficient in his first inning of work. He got some nice defensive help, and he was able to retire the Seibu Lions 1-2-3. So Yamakawa leads off. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs, but he's batting $171 here in the exhibition season. And he will get things going. And the first pitch for Okagawa is a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. Okagawa delivers. There is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 13 pitches in the first inning for the right-hander Okagawa. As we said, it was the play by Brian O'Grady, or the swing by Brian O'Grady. There's a fastball delivered to Yamakawa, and that is swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. It went off the hand of Jose Ozuna, deflected neatly over to Tetsudo Yamada, who retired the runner O'Grady at first base. So some defensive help and a little bit of luck. So here's the 1-2 pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Yamakawa is retired on strikes for the first out of the inning, so 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up Takeya Nakamura. So Nakamura steps in. He's getting the nod at third base tonight. He's a longtime veteran of the NPB, Nakamura. He's a big fella. He hits from the right side, and here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura began his career with the Saitama Seibu Lions way back in 2003. That was his first foray into the NPB. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball. This is swung on, and it is lined into center field for a base hit. Nakamura is aboard. He'll be the first base runner of the night for the Lions. He's definitely into the twilight of his career. He appeared in 123 games last season, did Nakamura. He hit 18 home runs. It's a far cry from the prime of his career when he was hitting 30 and 40-plus home run seasons. Nakamura looks like he has not missed many meals over this part of his career. He's to the point where Osuna is barely holding him on. They do not expect him to run. Brings up the second baseman, Shuta Tonosaki. The first pitch to Tonosaki is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Nakamura is the runner at first. There is 1 away. Tonosaki, batting from the right side, gets himself dug in. He's ready to face the slants of Okagawa. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Okagawa kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And the count runs even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tonosaki will be followed by the designated Kuriyama. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is ripped into left field. It's going to get down in front of the left fielder, Aoki, who fields it neatly, and he throws it back in. The ball was hit very firm, but the ball still was able to bounce in front of Aoki, and they hold the runner, Nakamura, at second. But a solid base hit by Tonosaki. He is aboard with a single. So we've got runners on first and second. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Takumi Kuriyama. Kuriyama strides to the plate. Batting from the left side. And here's the pitch from Okagawa. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The exhibition season, Kuriyama is 4 for 14 at the plate. He's got no homers and no RBIs. He's hitting a smooth 286. Okagawa gets the sign from his catcher. He comes set at the chest. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 2-1. Big Ray says, weird to think that we have that many fans and more at an Indiana high school game. Top 13 largest total seats. So that must be in reference, I'm sure Big Ray is saying, to the amount of people that are at the ball game tonight. When it's a full stadium, it certainly seats more, but in the exhibition games, they don't get the full attendance. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and in. And the count is now 3-1. As we said, I speculate, I don't know what the actual attendance is, but I'm going to guess it's probably in the neighborhood of 5,000 to 6,000 fans. Lots of empty seats. There's Troy in the house. Troy Cards and Cars, welcome. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Kuriyama. As Okagawa kicks and delivers, and this ball is swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats behind the third base side of home plate, and then that is going to run the count full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The right fielder, Ito, waits his turn on deck. Should Kuriyama find a way to reach safely. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Okagawa checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and this is driven foul down the left field line. It's going to get into the seats, and the count's going to remain at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. They've changed the name of the stadium in Saitama this year. They call it the Burnadome. Burnadome is, if you're going to check out it on Google, home of the Seibu Lions. Ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As we said, it is the sparse crowd, but it is a neat-looking venue. It is an open-air venue. The dome itself covers the top of the roof where the players are at. They've got a little darker, a little heavier structure that goes over the seating, and there's a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. And Kuriyama goes down looking for out number 2 here in the second inning, and that's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Ito. So the Seibu Dome, kind of a neat-looking venue. It actually holds just over 32,725. Dimensions are 400 feet to straightaway center, 328 down the lines. It was opened in 1979. But as we said, it's got an open-air concept. So up on the top level, there's openings where air can come through the stadium. And that's why when you look at the players tonight, you can see their breath as they're playing. It's a little bit on the cool side. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away to Ito. Ito's batting .318 in the exhibition season. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs to his name. He goes by simply Ito. So 1 ball and no strikes. Okagawa gets the sign from his catcher, Koga. He's ready to go back to work. He checks the runner at second. And this time they throw over to second, and Nakamura scampers back to the bag safely. We've seen that quite a bit in the exhibition season. We don't see that a lot in the regular season, so why not work at it? Pitchers get an opportunity to work on their pick play in live action. And Nakamura, who is not the most fleet-of-foot base runner, they try to poach him at second base, but to no avail. And here comes the 1-0 pitch now to Ito. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count runs even now at 1-1. Last year, we got an opportunity to see Ito play quite a bit. As we mentioned, sometimes there are some players that just go simply by one name only, and Ito is one of them. This is going to be his 6th year in a Lions uniform. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball, waved out and missed, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Last year was the first year that Ito got a chance to play regularly in the Lions lineup. He had himself 8 homers and 39 runs batted in. He batted .219, but he really got off to a hot start last year. So it'll be very interesting to see how he performs this year. The hot start probably because the NPB pitchers didn't know how to attack him. And then once they figured out his holes, his average really started to sink. So here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. Once, of course, the scouting report is had, they're able to figure that out. And I want to say that last pitch, we thought looked like a breaking ball, but it was actually a split finger pitch or an old-fashioned fork ball as it fell off the table. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're glad you guys could make it in tonight. Big Ray says he's watching some college basketball. Listening to the call of the NPB, I guess the University of Kentucky took one on the chin tonight. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike, and Ido goes down looking. So Kagawa strikes out the side around a couple of singles. So for the Seibu Lions in their half of the second inning, they had no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We're through 2 complete in Saitama. It's the Seibu Lions nothing, the Yakult Swallows nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the third inning. After these, we're glad you could be with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the third inning. It is a 0-0 scoreline between the Yakult Swallows and the Seibu Lions. It's going to be Suzuki Genda, the 9-hole hitter for the Saitama Seibu Lions, to get things going here in their half of the inning. Check that. It's going to be the Yakult Swallows coming the best. The top of the order, it's going to be Kazuya Mariyama, Nori Aoki, and Tetsuda Yamada. As we get things going here, and the first pitch delivered to Mariyama is a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the right side. It's fielded by the second baseman, Tanasaki. He fields it, and he flips it over to first. And with 1 pitch, we quickly have 1 away here in the third inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Nori Aoki. As we said at the top of the stream, the right-handed pitcher, Takahashi, wastes no time in getting ready to pitch. So here's the first pitch to Aoki. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He's working from the set position. He gets the ball and ready to go again. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded hard to third. It's fielded by the third baseman, Nakamura. He throws to first. And with 3 pitches, we have 2 quick outs. Goes down as a ground out, 5-3 for out number 2. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Tetsudo Yamada. So if you run away quickly, it could be a problem. So Troy's Cards and Cars says, I think more guys would tune in to listen, actually. I listen to regular season baseball more than I watch it. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled down the right field line. Once we get into the season, Troy, we start to get the gamblers in here from all over the place. We have a bit of a following. We have some folks that they're expats that sink their stuff that are living in Japan or other areas of the world and listen to the calls. There's a fastball that misses up and away to Yamada, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Takahashi back to work. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yamada. Yamada is arguably one of the best hitters in the NPB. And there's a fastball that swung on its tap foul over on the third base side. And the count is going to remain at 1-2. But we do get people that like to come in and to listen at different times, and we're appreciative of that. So 1-2 strikes. Takahashi goes back to work. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into right center field. Lots of room as the center fielder, Suzuki, moves over to his left. He makes the grab, and that is going to do it for the Swallows in their half of the third inning. That was a very quick inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base as the Swallows go 3 up, 3 down. We're moving to the bottom of the third inning. It is the Swallows nothing, the Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the third inning. We're glad you could be here with us. Here's our friend Matt Hollis. After the game, be sure to check out his channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Back, everybody, and the pitcher Okagawa has completed his warm-up tosses for the Swallows, and we're about ready to get this one back underway. It's going to be the 9-1-2 hitters of the batting order coming up for the Seibu Lions. That means it's going to be Suzuki Genda. Shohei Tetsudo Yamada has been removed. And the first pitch from Okagawa is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The exhibition season, sometimes we have to go into our rosters and we don't quite get the same information. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So sometimes we have to do a little bit of extra homework to see who has come into the ball game. So no balls and 2 strikes to Genda. Right-hander against the left-hander. Okagawa delivers. It's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. And the count is 1-2 strikes. So 1-2 strikes to Genda. The replacement for Yamada is Yoshihiro Akahane. He is taken over at second base. And here comes the 0-2 pitch, and it is another split finger pitch, but this is down in the dirt. The count is 2-2. I always get a kick out of it for those who don't know or aren't sure. The farm players sometimes will wear some pretty crazy numbers. They have some training players as well. So Akahane, who is in the ballgame at second base, he is wearing 0-23. He has the extra number in front. So here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it's a fastball taken for a called third strike. And Genda is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. He stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that one go by for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Shohei Suzuki. So Suzuki tonight began the game by striking out on 3 pitches his first at bat. He is 0 for 1 tonight. Right-hander against the left-hander, and Okagawa delivers a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Suzuki is 12 for 36. He's batting .333 in the exhibition season. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1-1 strike. Gawa ready to go back to work. There is a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Suzuki. Major League Baseball is back for those of you who are following on the North American side. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's juggled by the second baseman, Akahani, and he picks it up and he throws it to first. That's going to go down as a ground out 4-3. He did not make that play look easy. I'm sure there was a little bit of nerves, obviously, getting thrust into the game. So that is out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Brian O'Grady. As we mentioned before, O'Grady is in his first foray into the NPB. He is 0 for 1 tonight. Batting from the left side, facing the right-hander, Okagawa. Okagawa kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It's interesting the way they're attacking O'Grady. They've really come inside on him, forcing him at the plate, really challenging him on the inner half of the plate. The Lions Brain Trust is in the dugout watching the left-hander swing. Grady's got a elbow guard, or a guard just above the elbow, on his right tricep. There's another fastball that misses off the inside corner. The count is 1-1. So interesting that he's getting a steady diet of fastballs on the inner part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's the pitch from Okagawa. He kicks and delivers. It is a changeup that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So O'Grady played his college baseball at Rutgers University. As we mentioned, he spent time in some different organizations. He was with the Padres, the Royals, the Reds, before coming here to Japan. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's 2 away here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. This game has had pretty good tempo and pace to it. Here comes the 2-2 from Okagawa. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into center field. There's plenty of room there for the center fielder, Mariyama, and he's going to make the catch, and O'Grady is going to go down for the 3rd out of the 3rd inning. And the Lions go 1-2-3. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 3 complete. Seibu between the Lions and the Swallows. It is 0-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the 4th inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you are with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 4th inning, and we are sailing along here. It is going to be the heart of the batting order coming up for the Yakult Swallows. And that means it's going to be the 3rd baseman, Murakami, followed by Santana, and then Nageoka. So 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order, and they're going to be facing the starter, Matsunori Takahashi, who stays in the ballgame. And now we're ready to get back to work. We said before that certainly Takahashi has real good tempo and pace. He works very quickly. And the first pitch delivered to the left-handed stick, Murakami, is taken for a fastball inside. And the count is 1-0. Murakami is 9 for 35 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and 4 RBIs. And he takes another fastball inside, and the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. That last pitch looked pretty good. But the home plate umpire said it just missed off the inside corner. So 2 balls and no strikes. So here comes the 2-0 pitch, and there is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 3-0. Of course, Murakami, one of the most dangerous hitters in all the NPB. Troy's Cards and Cars says is a Diamondbacks fan living in Mississippi, and there's a 3-0 fastball swung on and missed. The count is 3-1. If there's a pitcher or a hitter that's going to get turned loose on a 3-0 pitch, Murakami is one of them. And there's a fastball delivered that is swung on and tapped foul. The count now goes to 3-2. So is Takahashi going to come all the way back? We're about to find out right now. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Murakami. Takahashi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's tapped over to third. It's fielded by Nakamura. He throws on the run, and that is going to retire Murakami. It goes down as a ground out. 5-3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Domingo Santana. So back to Troy's comments in the comment section. He says that he's living in Mississippi where there's a lot of Braves fans, not to mention that the AA team plays there. I believe is that not mistaken, Biloxi. The Braves, Freddie Freeman to the Dodgers kind of hurts. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that Freeman could not finish his career there. So here's the first pitch delivered to Domingo Santana. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lashed into left field. It's going to go right to the left fielder, O'Grady, on one hop. And Santana is aboard with a single. That's his second base hit of the evening. Santana is now 2 for 2. Last time he was up, he was erased in a fielder's choice as the shortstop Nagioka tried to sacrifice him to second, but not to avail. It's interesting that move that the Braves did not want to give Freeman that 6th year. That seemed to be the sticking point. So here we are back to the live action, and the first pitch is a fastball delivered to Nagioka. It is off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. And, you think about Freddie Freeman, you think of him as a consummate Atlanta Brave, wanted to play his entire career there. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. Its tap foul over on the first base side. And the count now goes even to 1-1. I think about the Freddie Freeman and, of course, loyalty with players to teams, but also teams to players. And so here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line. This is going to go foul, and the count now goes to 1-2. Especially when a player publicly will stand there and who's not having a bad career. Obviously, Freddie Freeman, an MVP, a 5-time All-Star, wanting to be able to continue his career with the only club that he knew. And there's a breaking ball swung on, tap foul over on the third base side. And the count still remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nagioka is going to be followed by the first baseman, Jose Osuna. There's a fastball swung on, and it again tap foul on the first base side. Takahashi really pounding the ball in on Nagioka. Does a pretty good job of getting underneath the hands. And Nagioka does a good job of fighting it off. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nagioka. He's got that slightly open stance from the left side. Takahashi kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on. It's grounded to first. It is a fair ball, and the first baseman, Yamakawa, steps on the bag to force out Nagioka. Very interesting call here. So the Swallows are wanting to know what's going on. The first base umpire pointed fair. The home plate umpire and the first base umpire are conferencing. They say it's a fair ball and that the batter runner has been retired. Or has he? What's happened here? So we're not sure what's going on. We're going to have a conference. They're bringing the batter runner over to first base. So we have a very interesting situation here. So we're going to get it again on the replay. The ball is swung on. It's tapped over to first. It is fielded by the first baseman, and he appears to step on the bag, but not throw to second base. The umpire doesn't feel that he stepped on second base, so the Seibu Seibu Lions may have to burn a visual review here. I don't know what's going on. I don't think he missed the base, but they're going to go up and they're going to challenge this on the VAR. This should be a very short decision. The manager from the Lions is on his way out. He's not happy. He's looking for an explanation here. So they've got a situation where he fielded the ball and looked like he stepped on the bag as he was throwing to second base. And so now the Lions are asking for the review. Very strange situation. They really botched this one. Usually the way it works is if the ball is in front of the base, the home plate umpire will make the call on fair or foul. If the ball is beyond the base, then it's the base umpire's call. In that particular play, it was a tough call to make, in fairness to the umpires, because the ball head looked like it had got pretty much to the base. The first baseman, Yamakawa, fielded it, stepped on the bag, but he had no shot at the runner at second base, and they thought that that was the out. Even the batter thought he was out. So we're going to watch this again on the replay. Now, unless the umpire felt that he didn't touch it, but it looks like he clearly touched the bag with his right foot to force the batter runner at first base. At least those are the camera angles that we're seeing, unless he missed the base. So the batter runner, Nagioka, was walking back to the dugout. We're going to get the look here again. So, oh, he absolutely touched it. So we're getting the replay here. Absolutely touched it. Botched call by the umpire. And to have to waste a video review call on that is unfortunate. Well, maybe the umpires are not in midseason form, and they come out and they make the right decision. They rule that the batter runner is out. So that is going to go down as a ground out to 3 for out number 2. Santana advances to second base, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Jose Osuna. It actually really wasn't a tough call, but the officials made it way more tougher than it should have been. So Osuna steps into the plate. He is 1 for 1 tonight. He's raised his average to 200 in the exhibition season. He is 5 for 25. He's got an open stance. He hits from the right side. The runner at second is Santana. There is 2 away. Here's the pitch from Takahashi. It's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Takahashi goes back to work. He delivers a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is now 2-0 to Ozuna. They do have an open base, and Yudai Koga is awaiting his turn on deck. If they're concerned about Osuna, they may not get anything good to hit here. It might be one of those intentional, unintentional walks. There's a fastball that just catches the outside corner, and it also catches the attention of Osuna. I'm not sure he liked the call. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So one thing you notice is the body language of the players. Body language of the players, usually they sometimes let the officials know what their thoughts are without having to say a word. There is a breaking ball that's waved at and missed, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Osuna digs in on the right side. Takahashi gets the side from his catcher, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball is hammered down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's in trouble, and it is. It's off the wall. And rounding second and scoring easily is going to be Santana, and they throw into second base. And immediately, as he slides in, Osuna is calling for the VAR as he's been called out at second base, but he thinks he's beaten the tag. And so they are going to go back again under the hoods and review this. This is the second review in 2 batters. That ball was absolutely scorched. He turned that one around. No matter what, they are on the board. The Swallows now have the lead 1-0. And as Osuna is digging in hard for a double, throw comes in, and it looks like he did a pretty good job of maybe avoiding the tag. So we're going to see how this is going to look. On first look, I thought, well, I don't know what he's talking about, but it looks like that the second baseman may not have got him. We're going to see if he did or didn't. And that's something for the young players at home. When the player is sliding into the base, you never want to reach to try to tag him, which is exactly kind of what happened here. What you want to try to do is keep your glove around the base so that the player has got nowhere to go but to the bag. And so what happened here is the second baseman, Tanasaki, got the ball and he started to lunge and to reach for the player sliding into the bag. And as it ended up turning out, we had ourselves a pickle. But after review, the umpires have come out and said that Osuna is retired. But he picks up an RBI. It's going to be ruled a single. The putout is going to be 7-4 for the third out of the inning. And so for the Swallows in their half of the fourth, they got 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left the board. And a bit of a bizarre top of the fourth inning. We're moving to the bottom of the fourth. It is the Yakult Swallows 1, the Seibu Seibu Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. It was as entertaining an inning as we've had in a while. We're glad you could be here with us for the call. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Seibu Seibu Lions here in their half of the fourth inning. There is a defensive change for the Swallows. Jose Osuna is going to be exiting the game. We do have a new first baseman for the Swallows. We'll get you that change in just a moment. And we are ready to resume this back to work. It looks like it's Takahiro Araki. So Araki will come in for Osuna, but we're back to work as Tomoya Mori leads it off, and he swings at the first pitch, and he taps it slowly back to the pitcher. Okagawa fields it, and he throws to first. Goes down as a ground out 1-3 for out number 1 here in the fourth inning. And that is going to bring up Hotaka Yamakawa. So Yamakawa comes to bat. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. So it's going to be Okagawa against Yamakawa. So Okagawa on the hill here. He's been pretty efficient. He's threw 49 pitches in the first 3 innings. And he throws a breaking ball that misses low and away, and the count is 1-0. 6 for 36, batting 167 in the exhibition season is Yamakawa. He stands on the right side, and here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball, and that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. They go over to first base The first base umpire said that Yamakawa didn't go, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We're excited to get things going for real starting a week from tonight. As the NPB season will kick off, the exhibition season will be all over. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We will be giving you live the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles hosting the Chibalote Marines. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's fielded and thrown over to first, and that is going to go down as a ground out 4-3. So ground out 4-3 for out number 2 here in the 4th inning. That's going to leave it up to the third baseman, Takeya Nakamura. So as we mentioned before, we have changes for the Swallows. The first baseman now replacing Ozuna, who leaves the ball game with a pair of hits to his name, is Takahiro Araki. And as well, Tetsuda Yamada has left the ball game, and there's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away by Nakamura. The changes in the exhibition season, obviously, they usually do a lot more. Nakamura is 10 for 23 in the exhibition season. He's batting over 400, having himself a nice spring, and he takes a fastball off the inside corner, and the count is 1-1. So Araki at the plate here. Check that. Nakamura at the plate, looking at his opposite number, Araki, who is at first base. So here comes the 1-1 pitch, and Okagawa instead steps off the back of the rubber. We're going to have to do this all over again. So here we go. Gets the sign from his catcher. He comes set at the chest, and he kicks and delivers. And it is a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the big fella Nakamura. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. The new second baseman, as we said for the Swallows, is Yoshihiro Akahane. He has replaced Tetsuda Yamada, and he's also replaced him in the same spot in the batting order. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Nakamura goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and so that'll complete the 4th inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through 4 complete. It is the Yakult Swallows 1, the Seibu Seibu Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes with the call of the top of the 5th inning. We're glad you could stop in and check in with us. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 5th inning. It is a 1-0 ball game for the Swallows. We'll be back in just a moment after this with all the calls. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 5th inning, and it is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up to face the right-hander Mitsunori Takahashi. And it'll be Koga the catcher, Okagawa the pitcher, and the top of the order, Moriyama, scheduled to come to bat. And the first pitch is a split finger pitch to Koga that misses down for a ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch from Takahashi is a changeup, swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1 to Koga. Koga is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up. He's hitting .250 here in the exhibition season, and there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. For Takahashi, he's been pretty efficient. He threw 59 pitches through the first 4 innings. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. As we said at the outset, Okagawa is getting a chance to swing the bat tonight. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 3-2. Even though they're playing at the home park of the Lions, they've chosen to bat the pitcher. Of course, the Central League still uses the pitchers to hit. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to get down into right center field. It's cut off by the right fielder, Ito, and he fires it back in, and that is going to hold Koga to a single. So a leadoff single here in the top of the 5th inning. That is going to bring up, or scheduled to bring up, the pitcher, Yasunori Okagawa. So curious to see how they're going to play it. We've seen in spring training that the Japanese teams will extend their pitching a little bit more than maybe what we're used to in the North American exhibition games. Some of these pitchers we saw the other night, one of the pitchers go 99 pitches. You don't usually see that until you're almost a getaway, but even there, it might be a little bit much. And there's a fastball that misses up and into the pitcher, Okagawa, who is hitting here in the 9 spot. Count is 1-0. Okagawa was squaring to bunt on that pitch. Of course, it's an opportunity for the pitchers to be able to bunt. We see a lot of bunting and small ball in the Japanese game. It's really kind of fun to watch. For the North Americans who aren't always used to seeing Japanese games or watching Japanese games, it is fun baseball. The players, in my opinion, it's much better than the KBO. There's a fastball that misses down. They appeal to the first base umpire, and count is 2-0. It's the best Asian league. You've heard teams, they say it's compared to AAA in the major leagues or into the North American system. And I would sort of agree with it to some degree. The problem is that they don't have the import players like Major League Baseball has. And there's a fastball that is bunted foul behind home plate. The count is 2-1. And you think of teams like the Chicago White Sox, and you look at their roster, almost half the players are from Latin America or from other places in the world. So if you have a 26-man roster and you've got 14, 15 players that are from Latin America on your roster, it's a different feel. Whereas in Japan, they're only allowed 3 import players on the field at one time. And Takahashi throws over to first base, and diving back in time is Okagawa, diving back is Koga. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Okagawa. So they do have an import rule in Japan. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's fielded neatly by the second baseman, Tonosaki. With his glove hand, he flips it over to the shortstop, Genda. They fire over to first base, and it is in time for a double play. That's a 4-6-3 double play. Really fantastic hands by the second baseman. We watch it again on the replay. It was just past the outstretched arm of the pitcher. He takes it with his glove hand, shovels it to Genda, the shortstop, who's coming across the bag. He throws to first. And that is going to retire the side, or it's going to be a double play here in the 5th inning to give them the first 2 outs of the inning. But an absolute fantastic play. So that goes as a grounded into double play. 4-6-3. That brings up the leadoff hitter, Kazuya Moriyama. Moriyama takes the first pitch for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike, and there's a fastball swung on. It's taken on 1 hop by Nakamura, the third baseman. He fires across the diamond. And that is going to get Murayama, but a fantastic defensive inning by the Lions. That goes down as a ground out 5-3 for out number 3. So no runs in the inning. There was 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We're through 4.5. It is the Yakult Swallows 1, the Seibu Seibu Lions nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the 5th inning after this. We're glad y'all could be with us again tonight.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. This game is skipping along at a pretty good pace. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the lineup, and that's going to be Shuta Tonosaki, Takumi Kariyama, and Ito to face the right-hander for the Swallows, and that is Yasunobu Okagawa. And there is starting to be some stirring in the Lions bullpen. It'll be interesting to see if they go back to Takahashi, who is retired in a row there now. He's got 4 in a row on his end. Actually, 5 in a row if you include the ground out. So 5 in a row at his end. And over here, we've got the second baseman coming to bat, who is 10 for 39 with 4 homers and 6 RBIs in this exhibition season. So we've got Tonosaki, made that great play to lead it off. He is the right-handed hitting second baseman. He's 1 for 1 today, and he takes a first pitch fastball off the outside corner for ball 1. Big Ray asked the question, who's San Diego's ace in the hole for Tatis? Well, guess what? Insert Ha-Seong Kim, the Korean shortstop. He was a shortstop in the Korean League, obviously playing second base and also some outfield for the Padres. I think he's going to get an opportunity to hold down the 6th spot. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the third base side. It looks like it's going to be room for the catcher, Koga. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Tonosaki on 2 pitches. And we have 1 away. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up Takumi Kariyama. So Kuriyama stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. He struck out looking his first time up. He's 4 for 15 in the exhibition season. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kuriyama got the start tonight as the designated hitter. There's a fastball that is swung on and is lifted foul over the netting. It's going to reach the seats well down the third base line. And that is going to get into the seats, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Kuriyama waiting on the pitch from Okagawa. It's a fastball that is delivered off the outside corner, and the count is now 2-1. 60 pitches through 4 innings for the starter, Okagawa. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first. It gets by the first baseman, Araki, and it's going to get into behind him. It's fielded by the second baseman. And that is going to be interesting to see how they're going to roll it. That was a hard hit ball. It would have been a tough play. I'm not sure if we're going to see that as an error. They may rule that as a base hit. So that ball was absolutely scorched. It looked like it hit the lip of the dirt where there's the turf and the dirt meet. It took a wicked hop on Araki. He was able to slow it down, but he wasn't able to keep it in front. And reaching base is Kuriyama. We'll get the scoring for you on that in a moment. But if I'm doing the scoring, I got to say it's probably a base hit. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Ito, with one away and a runner on first. Ito struck out looking his first time up. He's 0 for 1 this evening. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As we said, we'll try to get that scoring for you. It does look like it was ruled a hit. Oh, no, they've ruled it as an error. A little bit harsh, I think, on that last play. So it is going to go down as E3. And there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's fielded by the second baseman. He throws over to first, and not in time. And the runner, the base runner, Ito, is able to beat it out, but it's going to be a fielder's choice. The fielder's choice is going to race Kuriyama at second. So it's a fielder's choice to 4 for out number 2. They cannot complete the double play. It went off the glove of the pitcher, slowed it down, and it was a bit of a weird play. The second baseman fielded it, stepped on the base with his left foot, but he threw it kind of as he was falling down. The batter runner, Ito, is going to reach on the fielder's choice, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Suzuki Genda. So Ito gets his lead at first. He's got 1 foot on the turf and 1 on the dirt. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball delivered to Genda, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Genda is 7 for 30 in the exhibition season. He's hitting .233. He's batting in the 9 spot tonight. We saw him last year. He batted in the top of the order, usually in the 1 or the 2 spots. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. That ball is swung and it's grounded into the 4-hole into right field. And they're going to be waving the base runner Ito all the way around to third. There will be no play. It's fired in by the right fielder Santana. And Genda has a base hit here. So with runners on the corners and 2 away, the Lions have something brewing. That's going to bring up the top of the order, Shohei Suzuki. Suzuki tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out his first time up and grounded to second his last time up. So the top of the order comes up with runners on the corners. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on Genda if they're going to have him on the move or not. Maybe they can squeeze something across the plate. 12 for 37, batting .324 in the exhibition season is Suzuki. And they do a slight toss over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Genda. Big Ray asks, how strong are the Dodgers now with Freddie Freeman coming over? There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-1 to Suzuki. Well, the rich get richer. You have to think last year, Max Muncy was the everyday first baseman really until he got hurt. And so Freddie Freeman, a upgrade to Muncy. Not to knock Muncy. It looks like he's going to platoon at second base with Gavin Lux and maybe Chris Taylor. So that's where they're going to be moving him. I think if I'm Max Muncy, am I asking for a trade? I would think that maybe they would be looking for one. And here comes a Here comes a pitch to the plate. It's a fastball. There goes the runner, Genda, down to second. They throw down to second. It's cut off by the shortstop. They throw back to the plate, and Ito is going to take the bag. We're going to see if the Swallows might want to have a look at it. We're going to have a quick peek here to see if the Lions were able to execute. So the fastball comes in. They throw down to second. The shortstop cuts it off. He fires to the plate, and it looks like Ito gets in. So we have a stolen base. So Ito steals home. Genda swipes second. And the score is now tied at 1. Well executed offensively by the Lions. And the score is now 1-1 here in the 5th inning. And so there's the pitch to Suzuki. It is a split finger pitch down that is swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So I have to say, we've had some exciting plays, individual plays in this game tonight, and that was certainly one of them. There's not been a lot of traffic on the base paths, but when there has been traffic, there's been entertainment, and that was a very well-executed play by the offense. And even defensively, it wasn't bad. They had to do everything perfectly. They just weren't perfect enough. Troy's Cards and Cars says heads-up base running. Indeed, it was. You had to wonder with those runners on base if they were going to try something like that. And there's a ball hit back at the pitcher. It's off the pitcher's leg. Genda now rounding second, trying to score, and they throw him out at the plate. So here's what happened. We got a ground ball, hard hit ground ball back at the pitcher. The pitcher for the pitcher, Okagawa, sticks his leg out. It deflects over to the second baseman. The second baseman has to get into the 4-hole to pick it up. He fires to the plate as Genda is trying to score all the way from second base. It's a bang-bang play at the plate, but they do get him out, and that is going to end the inning. So Okagawa, that is going to go into the books as a putout, 1-4-2 to end the inning. Absolute crazy play, and a fielder's choice, of course, in that particular instance as well. Suzuki will not be credited with a hit. So that is the 3rd out of the inning, but we had some entertaining base running and some entertaining play. There was 1 run in the inning on 1 hit. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 5 complete. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions 1, the Yakult Swallows 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We're at the proverbial halftime in the game between the Lions and the Swallows. And for those of you who don't know, they're out to clean the field. They give a pile of replays, and they take a few minutes to get everything prepped up, ready for the second half of the ball game. Here is our friend Matt again.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We are just here in the 5th inning. They are cleaning the fields and getting it repaired and ready to go again. We'll be back in just a couple moments after some of this. Here are some more of our Did You Knows from last year in the NPB. Welcome back, everybody. We'll catch up a little bit on the chat here. And as we mentioned before, next week, a week from today, at midnight Pacific time on Friday, we will be calling the season opener between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Chibalote Marines. It is a battle of the first round playoff matchup last year between the Marines and the Eagles. Game will take place at Rakuten Saimai Park. It's an outdoor game, and with all things considered, we anticipate that will be a game that's going to be played no matter the weather. Last year, we called that game in Tohoku, and the game we started off cracking with a home run by Ryosuke, I believe it was Tatsumi, who hit the home run to lead off the season. So quite a way to get things going. So we will be on the call for that one. And then we will look to do the games the next day. We'll probably end up staying with that entire series. That's what we tried to do last year, where we will call each and every game of that one between the Golden Eagles and the Marines. And that's, of course, weather permitting. And then what we're going to be doing after that is they do have an official game on the Monday, and that's going to be a farm game on the Monday, but then we will be doing games during the week. And we most likely stay with the Eagles as they take on the Oryx Buffaloes. We'll be calling some midweek action as well, but that's going to be going at 2 a.m. Pacific time. So here we go back to the live action. And Takahashi's still on the mound at 72 pitches after 5 innings, delivers a first pitch breaking ball to Nori Aoki, and it misses outside for a ball. Count is 1-0. So back to work goes Takahashi. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the shortstop, Gende. He fields it neatly. He throws over to first. And Aoki is retired 6-3 for out number 1 here in the top of the 6th inning. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Yoshihiro Akahani. Akahani, of course, came in for Tetsudo Yamada a couple of innings ago defensively. He's had some shaky defensive play. There was a fastball that misses just outside, and the count is 1-0. He is 4 for 20 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. There's a breaking ball that misses down in the way, and the count is now 2-0. One would think that this may be Takahashi's last inning of work, depending upon how he is with his pitch count here. And there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left center field. Moving over to his left is the left fielder O'Grady. He's going to make the catch easily. And that is going to retire Akani for the second out of the inning. That's going to be 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Munetake Murakami. Murakami tonight is 0 for 2. He has flown out to left and grounded to third his first 2 times up, and he takes a fastball off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. His average has slipped to 250 here in the exhibition season. He is 9 for 36. He's got no homers and 4 runs batted in, and there's a fastball off the outside corner, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. And ready to go back to work. There is a fastball swung on, and it's tapped at the catcher right there in front of Mori, and the count now is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So Takahashi back to work. He delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses to Murakami, and the count now runs to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Takahashi wastes no time, goes back and delivers. It's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Should he find a way on, it's Domingo Santana who waits his turn on deck. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. And Murakami has drawn himself a 2-out walk here in the top of the 6th inning. And that is going to bring up Domingo Santana. Santana is 2 for 2 on the evening. He singled and was forced out at second back in the 2nd inning, and then he singled in, scored a run in the 4th inning. He's got the only run so far tonight for the Swallows. Santana batting from the right side. He's got his average up to 320 now here in this exhibition season. He's got no homers and a couple RBIs. The first pitch to Santana is a breaking ball that is swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. And the count goes quickly to 0-1. So no balls and one strike. So Takahashi gets the sign from his catcher, Mori. It's a fastball delivered. It's a check swing by Santana. And that ball goes foul over on the first base side. He couldn't hold up. So no balls and two strikes. Santana is in the hole. Takahashi ready to go back to work. He gets the sign from his catcher, Mori. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Santana. So interesting to watch his pitch sequence here. He came inside under the hands. He went up with fastball away. Let's see if he goes down and away with the next pitch. That's where they've got him set up, and it's a breaking ball. It's down. Off goes the runner to second, Murakami, and he's going to steal that easily. So a good job of anticipation. Stolen base for the third baseman, Murakami, there, as he is now in scoring position, and the count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Santana. Takahashi steps off the rubber, asks for the sign to be reset by his catcher, Mori. He's ready to go back to work, and here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Obviously, Santana, a very dangerous hitter here. They do have the open base at first base, and of course, the shortstop, Nagioka, waiting his turn on deck. And so here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. It's going to keep the count at 3-2. There's 2 out here on the top of the 6th. The runner at second is Murakami. He got aboard on a 2-out walk. He stole second. And Domingo Santana has battled to a full count here against the right-hander Takahashi. Takahashi delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Santana has gone down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Yakult Swallows in their half of the 6th, there was no runs, there were no hits, there were no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 5.5. It is the Yakult Swallows 1, the Seibu Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 6th inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you could tune in here with us. We'll be right with you. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Seibu Lions. That means it's going to be Brian O'Grady, Tomoya Mori, and Otaka Yamakawa. They're going to be facing a new pitcher for the Swallows. And as we have said before in the other games and in the exhibition games, this is where we have to get out our pencil and be able to make some of these changes. So we'll get you that change in just a moment. The exhibition season, we don't quite get the up-to-date information as you do during the regular season. There seems to be a little bit more and a little bit quicker info, but the night is done for the right-hander Okagawa. So he goes 5 innings and only allows 1 run, but he was hit on the leg on the pitch to end the 5th inning as it was grounded over off of his leg to the second baseman who threw it to the catcher to end the inning. So I wonder more for precautionary reasons if they're taking him out of the game. Obviously, he's going to be getting a start in a week or so's time. There is action going on in the Lions bullpen, and it is the lefty Sato who is now up and throwing. So we would assume that Takahashi will also be done for the evening. So we were going to have, it's slated to be, as we said, O'Grady, Mori, and Yamakawa coming to bat. So we have a left-hander against the left-hander. And the first pitch to O'Grady is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. O'Grady today is 0 for 2. And so here we go. It is Kazuto Taguchi on the mound. And there is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So Taguchi in the game to replace Okagawa. So lefty-lefty matchup. And here comes the pitch to O'Grady. It's a fastball that misses down and away. The count now runs to 2-1. Taguchi gets the ball. He's ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball that misses off the outside corner. The count now runs 3-1 to O'Grady. So 3 balls and 1 strike to O'Grady. O'Grady has a slightly open stance, and here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on it. It's popped up behind second base. Moving back over underneath it is the second baseman, Akahani, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire O'Grady for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It looks like there is a defensive change for the Swallows. And as we mentioned before, that sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge to get some of the changes here in the exhibition season. They're not quite running at full speed yet like they do in the regular season. We'll have to get that for you when they come up to bat. It looks like we have a new outfielder in there. I don't know if that is for Santana or not, but there has been nothing updated as of yet. So there's a breaking ball delivered to Mori. This ball is hit into right center field. It's going to get down. It hops off the turf, and the center fielder, Mariyama, has to leap to get it, but on one pitch, Mori has golfed it into center. He is aboard with a single, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Hataka Yamakawa. Looks like that the possibility is of a double switch. So Taguchi is going to actually go into the 5 spot in the batting order, and the 5 spot in the batting order was occupied by Santana. I'm pretty confident he will not be hitting at that point, but they've now made a few switches where Murayama has gone to right. Iwata has come into the game. He is in center. He is actually going to replace the third baseman. So we got all kinds of changes here for the Swallows. We'll have to get them for you when they come up. And there's a first pitch fastball that misses inside to Yamakawa. And the count is a ball. So our scorecard is going to look like a coloring book here in a couple of moments with all of these changes. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Yamakawa. Taguchi delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Comes the 2-0 pitch, and it's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. And the count now goes to 2-1. And you got to say, Yamakawa was right on that pitch. I think he would want that one back. He fouled it back, straight back, right over the right shoulder of the catcher, Koga. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Yamakawa holds the bat at his shoulder height. His arms are away from his body. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a crisp night for baseball inside of other players. Most of the players are wearing sleeves underneath their jersey. You can see the breath of the players as well. One would have to think it's got to be in the low to mid 40s. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's top foul over on the third base side. It reaches the third base coach's box. That's going to keep the count at 2-2 to Yamakawa. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we mentioned before, there's not a very big crowd in Saitama tonight to see the ball game between the Lions and the Swallows. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven hard into left field. Moving back on it is the left fielder who's going to make the grab. And we definitely know it is no longer Nori Aoki out there. That is Hamada who hauls it in. It was Taiki Hamada. He makes the catch, and there is now 2 away. And that is going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Takiya Nakamura. Nakamura steps in tonight. He is 1 for 2. He singled in the second inning. He struck out in the fourth. He's 10 for 24 in the exhibition season. He's hitting .417 with a homer and 5 runs batted in. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Hopefully everybody gets a chance tomorrow to tune back in with us. We'll be back in again tomorrow evening. We'll call another exhibition game. It's Saturday baseball, of course, over in Japan. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. We are more than likely to call the game between the same 2 teams again. However, we are also looking at the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Hiroshima Carp. We may call that one tomorrow to give a different look. We'd like to see the Carp again. Of course, they're a different team without Seiya Suzuki. There's a fastball that misses down, and count is 2-1. For those of you who are just checking in, Seiya Suzuki signed a 5-year, $85 million contract with the Chicago Cubs this week. He was the big star free agent out of the NPB. I think Wrigley Field will be a field that will suit Suzuki and his style of play. I think he's going to hit 25 to 30 home runs in that park, and there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short. It's fielded neatly by Nagioka. He flips it to second. And Nakamura has grounded into a fielder's choice to end the inning. And that will do it in the 6th inning for the Saitama Seibu Lions. So for the Lions and their half of the inning, they had no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 6 complete innings. It is the Yakult Swallows 1, the Saitama Seibu Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 7th inning here in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could be with us. We appreciate you sticking around and listening in. We'll be back in just a few. After the game, be sure to check out our friend Steve Rademacher. Steve Rademacher is a character, and you got to like his channel. So after the game, Steve Rademacher, friend of our channel, here's his message. We'll get you the pitching changes and some of the offensive changes when we return.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks again, Steve, and welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change. It is going to be a lefty, Junsuke Sato, taking over here in the 7th inning for the Lions. That's the end of the day for Mitsunori Takahashi, who goes 6 innings, allowing a 1 run. There is a change at third base as Nakamura is also out, but we'll get you those changes as they become available. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. There is a change here as well in the batting, no, not quite in this yet, as we have the shortstop hitting, Nakagawa, and he swings, he hits a ground ball to first base. It's fielded by the first baseman, Yamakawa. He flips it over to the pitcher covering, and that's going to go down as a ground out. 1-3 for out number 1. Troy's Cards and Cars asks, what do we know about the changes, or what do we know about the exhibition rules for extra innings? They just play 9. They're only playing 9 innings in the Japanese league. So if it ends in a tie, it ends in a tie. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So this is the first baseman, Takahira Araki. He is 2 for 15 in the exhibition season. He has replaced Jose Asuna in the lineup. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Moving back on his horse is the center fielder Suzuki. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Araki. So 3 pitches and 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Sato is making easy work of it, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Yudai Koga. So Koga slated to hit. Koga is 1 for 2 this evening. He singled his last time up, and he flew to right field his first time up. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and this ball is lifted into straightaway center field. And on 4 pitches, this inning is over very, very quickly. So Sato, the lefty, comes in and does his job, retires the side on 3 pitches for the Yakult Swallows in their half of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 6.5. It is the Saitama Seibu Lions won, the Tokyo Yakult Swallows won. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this, and I'll answer Troy's question when we get back. So in the regular season play. So hang tight. We'll be right back with you. We'll be right back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. We'll be back with the call in just a moment. Stay with us. back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the seventh inning, and there is a pitching change for the Yakult Swallows. And we'll get that for you in just a moment, as they do have a right-hander coming into the ballgame. This is going to be number 37, and we'll have to get you that in just a moment. As we have Senna, it looks like it's going to be, as we have, I got to look at my Swallows. It looks like it's Scott McGuff, but we'll just confirm that for us. That's exactly who it is. Scott McGuff is in the ballgame, the right-hander, and he is going to be taking over for Taguchi. So McGuff on the hill, and he is going to be facing the second baseman Tanosaki, Kuriyama, and Ido. So that's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the lineup. So veteran of the NPB is McGuff, and here's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball, taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Tanosaki. So Troy's Cards and Cars asked the question. He says, what about in regular season play? There's a breaking ball that misses off the outside, and the count is 1-1. So he wants to know what are the rules for extra innings. So last year in the NPB, after 9 innings, if the game ended in a tie, it ended in a tie. And that was how it finished. The previous years, what they would do is they would put runners on base in the extra innings. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. And so with that being said, it was, I believe, runners on first and second, but they would play only to a maximum of 12 innings. And if the game went to 12 innings and was in a tie, they would not go past the 12-inning mark in the regular season. So there's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And Tanosaki is retired on strikes here for out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. So basically the 12-inning limit on the games, but they would start with runners on the exhibition spot. It's kind of interesting. Out in California, the rules sometimes with some of youth play, they call it California rules, where they start with runners on first and second. And so that is the way that it kind of works. But I have to go back and have a look to see if that is indeed what they're going to be doing this year. We do have the designated hitter Takumi Kuriyama stepping in. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out looking and reached on an error his last time up. And he takes the first pitch breaking ball from McGuff for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. McGuff gets the ball back quickly, and he's ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2 to Kuriyama. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kuriyama batting from the left side. McGuff throwing from the right side. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-2. Something else of note in the Japanese league, and you got to tip your hat to the Japanese. They try to develop the arms as starters. There are Americans, or I should say not just Americans, import players, Latin players, even Taiwanese players that come in as starters. There's a fastball that misses off the inside corner, and the count goes to 2-2 on Kuriyama. But they really make an emphasis of trying to develop starting pitching. A lot of imports that come in, or import pitchers that do come in, find themselves in the bullpen. So they're looking for 7th, 8th, or 9th inning guys to close out the games. They come in throwing hard or harder, but they really work on the development of their starting pitching. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and Kuriyama goes down on strikes for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Ido. And one would think that when they get into the international type tournaments, obviously you're not allowed to have the import players. The Japanese pitchers or starting pitchers will be in place for these guys here to be able to have some success. So here we go. Here's the first pitch to Ido. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's neatly fielded. It's thrown over to first, and that is going to retire Ido for the 3rd out of the inning. It goes as a ground out, 5-3. And just as the Swallows did in their half of the 7th, the Lions in their half of the 7th go quietly 1-2-3. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're through 7 complete. It is the Seibu Lions 1, the Tokyo Yakult Swallows 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes after this. We're glad you could be here with us. Here's our friend Matt again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Once the game is finished, be sure to check out our friend Matt Hollis and his channel, Another Hollis Build. We appreciate Matt and everything that you do. There are some changes for the Lions. There will be a pitching change, and they also have a new second baseman. We'll get you those as they become available to us. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order coming in, and there is a relief pitcher on the mound for the Lions. They are now bringing in a right-hander. This is number 69, and we're going to have to go. It looks like it's Mizukami. We're going to have to confirm that for you. That's exactly who it is. It is Yoshinobu Mizukami, as he is in the game. So we got Mizukami in the game, and he is going to be facing for the first time. We have the new left fielder. This is Hamada at the plate batting from the right side. And the first pitch he sees is swung on, and it's grounded. It's fair. It's down the left field line into the corner. It's trouble. It's off the wall. It's fielded by the left fielder of the Lions, and he throws it in. So on one pitch, Taiki Hamada, who is pinch hitting here, or now hitting in the pitcher's spot, or the old pitcher's spot occupied by Agawa, has himself a leadoff double here in the top of the 8th inning. So on one pitch, they've got a runner in scoring position. And that is slated to bring up the center fielder, Murayama. We're just going to check to see if Murayama has stayed in the game. As we said, there's a wholesale changes. Kazuya Murayama is still in the ballgame. He's moved from center field to right field. So he is coming up to bat with the runner on second. So just like that, there is danger for the Lions. And Mizukami pitches, the throws. It's squared on to bunt, and it is poorly bunted. It was almost caught by the catcher, Mori. He couldn't get it down, could Murayama. He fouls it off, and the count is quickly 0-1. That would have been the worst, almost the worst case scenario. Pop up the bunt. Catcher gets it. They want to get him over to third base because then that brings in multiple ways to get him home. So here we go. Let's see if he squares around again. Check the runner at second. Here's the pitch. He squares the bunt. He gets it down, but it's fouled. Hit the bat twice. So Murayama is disgusted with himself. He squared the bunt. The ball was bunted. It came down and came back up and hit the bat. When that happens when you're in the batter's box, that's a foul ball. And the count is 0-2. I'm curious to see if they're going to still keep the bunt on here. Defensively, the corners are still in. The second baseman is sort of shading toward first base, cheating a little bit over to the first base bag. So here comes the 0-2 pitch, and they've taken it off. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll have a new hitter on deck for Nori Aoki. It's going to be Nobuyuki Okamura. So as we mentioned, the substitutions are coming fast and furious. Here's the pitch, the 1-2 pitch. It's grounded back over the pitcher's head, fielded by the shortstop Genda. The runner at second cannot advance. So pretty much a poor at bat by Murayama. Cannot get the bunt down and then cannot move the runner over. It goes as a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning, but failed to execute. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Nobuyuki Okamura. Okamura in the exhibition season is 1 for 5. He didn't get the start tonight. He's replacing Aoki in the batting order, but he's replaced at third base Murakami. So this is his first at bat. He bats from the left side. So right-hander against the left-hander. There's one away here in the top of the 8th inning. There's a fastball that misses down in the way, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Okamura digs in. Mizukawa gets the sign from his catcher. He delivers. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. Mizukawa is the third pitcher tonight used by the Lions. Takahashi started. He went 6th. Sato pitched a very clean 7th. And now Mizukawa is in here in the 8th inning. The game is all knotted up at 1s. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. He kicks and delivers. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-0. There is an open base, and it can set up a potential for a double play. It's not the worst thing here in this situation. So that last at bat by Murayama will loom huge. They could not get the job done to bunt him over, and then he swings and is not able to advance the runner as the shortstop was charging to make the play. The runner had the hold. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is absolutely scorched into the netting down the right field line. So 3-0, Okamura had the green light. And not only did he turn on that pitch, he absolutely hammered that pitch. But it was fouled into the netting. Lots of netting on both sides. There's a fella here in our area who owns a business that does a lot of netting for the KBO and for the NPB. And there's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up on the right side of the infield. And the second baseman camping out underneath it for the Lions is going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Okamura for the second out of the inning. So the early jam that Mizukawa got himself into, he is slowly wiggling himself out of. Yamada made it look like a routine catch there for the Lions. So now this is going to bring up the new second baseman. This is Akabani. He came in to replace Tetsudo Yamada earlier in the game. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike on the outside corner. And the count is 0-1. And check that. We're going to have a pinch hitter here in the ball game. So Akanabe is out of the game. It's Suma Uchiyama who is in. So we have to check that. So Suma Uchiyama is the new hitter. He is the third player in this spot in the batting order. There's a fastball swung on. It's popped up over on the right side of the infield. Moving over is Yamada, and he's got to chase the first baseman, Yamakawa, out of the way. Yamakawa almost collided with his second baseman. He retires the outs there, so that is going to do it in the top of the 8th inning. So a leadoff double by Hamada leaves him stranded at second. And the top of the order is retired quietly after that. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're through 7.5. It is the Tokyo Yakult Swallows 1, the Saitama Seibu Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the 8th inning. We're glad you could be here with us Here's our friend Steve Rademacher again.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Thanks again, everybody. Welcome back. For the bottom of the 8th inning, there are some changes for the Swallows, and I always find it kind of interesting as far as who we have. But McGuff is out of the lineup, and we are going to get some changes for the Swallows. It's going to be Hiroki Onishi is coming into the game. He will be the 4th pitcher used by the Swallows. And he is a right-hander, and he is going to be facing the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order for the Lions. It's going to be Suzuki Genda, Shohei Suzuki, and Brian O'Grady slated to come to bat. And the first pitch to Genda is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So Hiroki Onishi, the 4th pitcher used by the Swallows. And here's the pitch, and squaring to bunt is Genda, but he pulls back and he takes a strike, and that count now is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Ishii is in his 3rd year with the club. He appeared in 33 games last year. He was 3-0, and he saved 7 games for the Swallows. There is a fastball swung on. It's tapped back to the pitcher. Onishi fields it. He throws over to first. That is going to retire Genda, and he is the first out of the inning. That's a ground out, 1-3 for the first out. And that is slated to bring up the center fielder Shohei Suzuki. Suzuki tonight is 0 for 3. He struck out, he's grounded to second, and he's bounced into a fielder's choice. He's looking for his first hit of the evening. Right-hander against the left-hander. The first pitch is a fastball swung on, and it's hit just past the diving shortstop. The shortstop, Nagioka, diving to his right into the 6th hole, stops the ball but couldn't come up with it. And it is going to be a single for Suzuki. Very, very tough play. Went the other way with the pitch, hit the ball hard. He is a threat to run. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Brian O'Grady. So Suzuki is the runner at first. O'Grady steps up to the plate. See what they ask O'Grady to do in this situation. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul at home plate, and the count is 0-1. O'Grady tonight is 0 for 3. He grounded into a 3-4-1 putout his first time up. He flew out to center, and he's popped to second. TYN is in the house, and so is Big D. Welcome, everybody. We're here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Brian O'Grady at the plate with Shohei Suzuki at first. There is 1 away. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken on the inside corner, but it's just missed. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike. O'Grady will be followed by the catcher, Tomoya Mori. We're here in the bottom of the 8th inning. O'Grady holds at the belt. And there's the pitch. It's delivered. It's lined to the second baseman. A nice play by the second baseman, Oshiyami, who came into the ball game in the last inning. He had to move to his left to make the grab. O'Grady hit that ball right on the screws. All he can do is have a sly grin as he walks back to the dugout. Couldn't do anything any better than that. As the second baseman was in double play depth, he ranges to his left, reaches out, makes the play. And that's going to be a second out of the inning. O'Grady hit the ball right on the screws. He took 2 steps out of the box, slams on the brakes. So 2 away here in the 8th, and that is going to leave it all up to the catcher, Tomoya Mori. Mori tonight is 1 for 3. He singled in the 6th. He grounded to the pitcher, and he flew out to left. Here comes the first pitch. It is a split finger pitch from Onishi that is swung on, tap foul over on the third base side, and the count is 0-1. He's batting .265 in the exhibition season, is Mori. He's got no homers and 4 RBIs. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Onishi holds at the belt. And he throws over to first base, but diving back in time is the base runner, Suzuki. Suzuki reached with a 1-out single, and that is where he stands right now. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to try to press the envelope here and try to get him over into scoring position if they're going to get him on the run. And here's the pitch to Mori. It's fastball swung on. It's a broken bat. It's fielded by the shortstop in the 6 hole. But he's got nowhere to go as Suzuki gets down the line. Well, that's going to be an infield broken bat single by Mori. Poor O'Grady's probably sitting in the dugout saying, man, I hit that ball on the screws. It was caught. And here's a ball that was just absolutely blows up the bat of Mori, and he's able to get on base. It was a 2-seam fastball that had a little bit of arm side run to it. It was moving away, down and away. Completely blew up the bat of Mori. He got it right off the end of the bat. It was interesting to see how that one was sawed off. It was almost like it split the bat in half. But he's aboard with a 2-out single. There's runners now at first and second. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Hotaka Yamakawa. Yamakawa tonight is 0 for 3. Onishi checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away over on the first base side. And the count is 0-1. Yamakawa is 6 for 38 in the exhibition season. He's batting .158. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. Lions fans are on their feet and chanting in Saitama. What fans that there are. As we said at the outset in the exhibition game, there's probably between 5,000 and 6,000 fans in the stands. Seats almost 33,000. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. This is at the Berna Dome. The count now is 0-2 to Yamakawa. So no balls and 2 strikes. If Yamakawa is to find his way on, we're going to see ourselves a pinch hitter as Nakamura, the third baseman, has been taken out of the game. Stepping off the mound is the right-hander Onishi. He goes for the rosin bag, and he's going to do this all over again. So no balls and 2 strikes. And again, he steps off the mound. He doesn't like the sign that he's getting from his catcher, and again, he goes to the rosin bag. So Onishi's really loading up here. He now gets the sign from his catcher, Koga. He's ready to go back to work. He kicks and he delivers, and that is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded neatly by Nagioka. He flips over to the second baseman covering, and that is going to do it. That goes down as a fielder's choice. 6-4 to erase Mori at second for the third out of the inning. So for the Lions and their half of the 8th, they had no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left the board. We're through 8 complete. It is the Tokyo Yakult Swallows 1, the Saitama Seibu Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments for the call at the top of the 9th inning. In just a couple moments, we're glad you could stop in with us. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change for the Saitama Seibu Lions. It is going to be Tetsudo Miyagawa coming in. He is going to be the 4th pitcher of the night for the Lions. And we are going to be ready to get ourselves going here. Brian O'Grady is out of the game. We have all kinds of defensive replacements for the Lions here in the top of the 9th inning. They got a new keystone combination at second and short. We'll have to get you that as well as a new left fielder. As we said, we're going to have to keep our pencils sharp as the changes in the exhibition season, they come fast and furious. So Miyagawa in the ball game to pitch. He is taking over and slated to come to bat here for the Swallows in their half of the inning. It's their heart of their batting order that has changed. It is going to be Yukihiro Iwata leading it off here. And the first pitch to Iwata is a fastball that misses upstairs. They appeal down to first base, and they say that he didn't go. The count is 1-0. So Yukihiro Iwata batting for the first time tonight. He wears the popular number 024. Yeah, that's right. There's 3 digits on the jersey, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now is 1-1. When they have the training players, usually those are the numbers that are given to those guys that are on a tryout type of deal. And so he has the extra number in front to indicate as such. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. And Miyagawa bounces the split finger pitch in the dirt. And the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So Iwata, I want to see if I can possibly get one of those jerseys. Maybe if I'm over in Japan, I can get the 3 digits. But they're not stitched on. They're actually what I would call screened on the jersey. So it's not like you've got, a crested jersey. It is a jersey that looks like you would buy at the concession stand. So there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven down the left field line, and it is fielded by the left fielder, and he was playing more towards the line, and slamming on the brakes is Iwata with a single. He is aboard with a base hit here to begin the 9th inning. And now we're going to have another hitter coming up as Domingo Santana has left the game. It's going to be Takioka. So it's supposed to be Ryusuke Takioka who has entered the game. As we said, there were a lot of changes, especially when the Swallows had the pitcher to hit early in the game. So Ryusei Takioka, the scheduled hitter, as he's coming to bat here. He is 2 for 4 in the exhibition season. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. This is his first at bat of the ball game. And he is right away squaring the bunt. They're going to try to move the base runner into scoring position. And the pitcher, Miyagawa, throws over to first, and getting back in time is the base runner, Iwata. So Takioka gets himself up into the batter's box, ready to square the bunt. So here we go. Big D giving us some color commentating, saying that sub is over 300 subs old. Yeah, you caught that one. So here comes the first pitch. It is bunted down the first base line. It is fielded, and it is taken by the first baseman, Yamakawa, and he flips it over to the second baseman covering. But you got to give props to the hitter, Takioka, who gets the job done. That's going to go down as a sacrifice, 3-4. Moves the runner Iwata into scoring position at second base with a 1 away now. And that is going to bring up, it's slated to bring up the shortstop, Nagaoka, and that's exactly who is coming to bat still. So Hideki Nagaoka, who is 0 for 3 tonight, he is bounced into a fielder's choice. He's grounded to first, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. He is 0 for 3. And he's first pitch swinging. It's tapped back to the pitcher. They throw it back to the mound, and we're going to have ourselves a double play. You never want to make the third out at third, but this is what exactly happened. It was a ground ball to the pitcher. The pitcher checked the runner back to second. They fire to first to get 1. So Nagaoka is retired 1-3, and then they throw across the diamond, and they nail the pinch hitter Iwata at third base. So that's going to be a double play of 1, 3, and 5 to end the inning. So some shoddy base running by the Swallows. And you say you never want to make the third out at third, and that's exactly what happened here. So 1, 3, 5 double play the unconventional way in the books to end the top of the 9th inning. We're going to be going to the bottom of the 9th, all knotted up at 1. So for the Swallows in their half of the 9th, they had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is the Swallows 1, the Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. Now, that's some boneheaded baseball at its finest right there, but that's why it's the exhibition season. We'll be back in just a few. Here's our friend Steve.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching The Last Raps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this. Getting started. Has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 9th inning, and it is Oshini is still on the mound, and the first pitch delivered is taken for a call and strike. We do have a pinch hitter for the Seibu Lions, as there was a change in that last inning. It is supposed to be Nakamura, but we do have Wu at the plate. And there is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 0-2. This is Ninting Wu at the plate. He is 0 for 2. He had a fine season last year, did Wu. Probably the best of his career. This is going to be his 6th season in the NPB. He ended up with a .238 average. really started the year hot, but he faded toward the end. And there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher. And Wu is going to be retired 1-3 for the first out of the inning. But just to finish off with Wu, he had 10 homers and 48 runs batted in, the best year of his career. He had played some first base, some third base, some second base, pretty much everything but the shortstop position. And that is what he had done. So now we have a pinch hitter. This is number 52 in the ball game. And we'll get you that in just a moment. This is Yamada, who has come in as the shortstop. And the first pitch to Haruka Yamada is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Yamada is replacing Tonosaki in the lineup. So Haruka Yamada takes a fastball upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Yamada is in his 5th season with the Lions. He appeared in 98 games last year, most of it as a pinch runner. And here comes the pitch, and it is a fastball down, and the count is now 3-0. So as a reminder, this game will not go extra innings in the exhibition season. And once we get through the bottom of this inning, it will end in a tie, as we are knotted up at 1s here in the bottom of the 9th. So here comes the 3-0 pitch. And there's a fastball that almost hits the batter Yamada, and Yamada jumps away and leaps up in the air almost like he was about to get hit. But he didn't, and he is going to be on his way to first base with a base on balls. So a 1-out walk, and that is slated to bring up the designated hitter, Kuriyama. And we're going to see if we're going to get our pinch hitter here for Kuriyama. As Kuriyama has been struggling at the plate tonight. He reached base on an error. He was 0 for 3. That looks like it's going to be it for Yamada, as he's going to get a runner for him. So the Lions are making their changes. It is going to be Yuji Kaneko that comes in the game to pinch run. So Kaneko is now the runner at first. It is still Kuriyama in the lineup. He's 4 for 17 in the exhibition season. He's batting from the left side. So right-hander against the left-hander. Oshini ready to go back to work. He throws over to first base. And boy, that play was way closer than what it should have been. The base runner over there had to dive back quickly. Kuriyama almost nailed. That would be an unfortunate way to almost end the game here. So here we go. Here comes the first pitch to Kuriyama. It's a fastball that misses down. The count is 1-0. That would absolutely drive you nuts. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kuriyama digs in. Oshini holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left center field. This ball is going to get down in front of the left fielder, digging for third and trying to score is the pinch runner, but they hold him up, and he's gone around the bag too far, and Kaneko is going to get thrown out. Here comes the base running shenanigans again by both of these teams tonight. It was a double smoked into the left center field gap by Kuriyama. They rounded the runner at third base, and then they threw on the brakes, and they came in backdoor on him. And so this is going to be interesting. So the ball gets down. So the ball's thrown in. It's relayed to the shortstop. The shortstop sees that the runner at third has gone too far. They throw over to the third baseman, and that's going to go down as a putout, 7-6-5 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Ito. Both of these teams are going to have to go in and have a look, but this is why it's exhibition baseball, everybody, because it is certainly not pretty on the base paths. They got to work out some kinks here, both of these teams. So now with 2 outs, that leaves Ito to the plate. They could have had second and third with 1 out, and instead they got a runner at second. Now they try to pick off the runner at second base, and they throw it into center field, but the runner at second cannot advance. The game is currently tied, Troy, and so what happened is they would have had runners at second and third and one out, and instead it's now a runner at second with two out. So absolutely comical on the base pass. If I was the home team paying money for this game or home fans paying money, I'd be absolutely irate. So Ito at the plate is 7 for 28. And here comes the first pitch to him. It's a fastball. It's in the left-handed batter's box. It's so far off the plate. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So they've got the outfield shallow for Ito here. The runner at second base, in the event that it is a single, they got to be able to try to throw him out at the plate. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. And again, a fastball that's down in the dirt. A good block by the catcher, Koga. And the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, Troy says that the game that tied the game was excellent, but the rest of the defensive play has been a little bit shoddy tonight. I would say that was more the offensive play that was good. The defensive play was just a little bit, even though they were able to complete the throws, was a little bit there. And there's a fastball that comes up and in, and it has nailed Ito, and Ito is down in a lot of pain. It hit him in the forearm or close to the wrist area. I'm not sure where he's at. I'm sure he's probably not going to be staying in the game much longer. So 2 balls and no strikes. He absolutely gets smoked. I'll have to take a look at that one. Where did he get hit? It was a 2-seam fastball that ran up and in on him. And he tries to get out of the way, and it hits him. It looks like it hits him just below the elbow on the forearm. He was wearing a bit of a pad on the tricep, but he was not protected there. So he's aboard on a hit by pitch. That's going to put runners on first and second with 2 away. And that is going to bring up the new second baseman here who came in. This is Shota Hiranuma. Hiranuma is batting for the first time. He is replacing Sensuke Genda, who is left the ball game. So Shota Hiranuma in to hit. He's a left-handed stick, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So in the exhibition season, Hiranuma is 0 for 5, but he's getting an opportunity to play the hero here tonight. So right-hander against the left-hander. Oshini gets the sign from his catcher. He goes back to work. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So should Hiranuma find a way on base, it'll be the top of the order, Shohei Suzuki, slated to bat next. So something's going to happen here in the next 2 batters. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. I have to say, in this inning, Oshini has lost some command on his pitches. He's thrown 15 pitches in the inning so far, and 9 of them have been balls. So 9 balls and 6 strikes here in the 9th inning. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And that ball is spiked in front of the plate, and that runs the count now to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to the pinch hitter Hiranuma. We've got some entertainment here. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. So the runner at second. There's a runner at second and a runner at first. Ito is the runner at first. Kuriyama the runner at second. And the pinch hitter is Hiranuma. 3 balls and 1 strike. Oshini holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses. It's ball 4, and that is going to load the bases. And that is going to bring the top of the order, Shohei Suzuki, to the plate. with a chance to win the ball game. So Suzuki tonight is 1 for 4. He struck out in the first. He grounded to second in the third. He bounced into a fielder's choice, and he singled his last time up. So no matter what happens, this is going to be the last batter of the ball game. As we said, the exhibition season, the game will end in a tie. So we have a conference on the mound. They came out to talk to Oshini. Suzuki is 14 for 39 in the exhibition season. He's batting .359. So the bases are full, loaded with Lions. The most important runner is the runner at third. There's 2 away. We're here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Holding at the belt is Oshini. He delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on the first pitch. Taps slowly to first. It's fielded by the first baseman of the Swallows. He's going to make the play, and that is going to end the ball game on a ground out to first base. So for the Lions, they make it exciting in the bottom of the 9th. There was no runs. There was 1 hit. There were no errors and 3 runners left aboard. Your final score from Saitama, it is the Tokyo Yakult Swallows 1, the Saitama Seibu Lions 1. We're going to wrap this up in just a moment here. We'll give you all the final line on this game. And obviously, there's no decisions for the pitchers. There's no wins, no losses, as this game will end in a tie. Both starting pitchers did fairly well. But the final line on the game tonight, the Tokyo Yakult Swallows, 1 run, 7 hits, 1 error. The Saitama Seibu Lions, 1 run, 8 hits, and no errors. The time of the game was 2 hours and 44 minutes. The official attendance on tonight's game was 4,257 in the crowd. And again, your final score was 1-1. Reminder to everybody here, we are going to be again on the air tomorrow night. And as I said, we're leaning towards doing these same 2 teams again. However, we may switch and do the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Hiroshima Carp. We'll make that decision later in the afternoon. And of course, we have the game on Saturday at the same time. We're looking to do probably the Lions again and the Swallows, but we also may consider doing the Buffaloes and the Hanshin Tigers from the Kisara Dome. We try to get in to see some of the other teams from the Central League. We will do a game on Monday between the Lions and the Swallows as well. We'll take a few days off, and then we'll get into the real season that begins a week from today. Once again, everybody, we really appreciate you taking the time to listen in. Your final score is the Tokyo Yakult Swallows 1, the Saitama Seibu Lions 1. We'll be back again tomorrow night, so hopefully you can come on in and tune in. Once again, everybody, appreciate you tuning in to listen tonight to our call of the game. And to those who were in the chat, we thank you for stopping by. Hope to see you again tomorrow night. We'll do this all over again. Have a great night, everybody. It's been another Last Raps Baseball video production. We'll see you on the flip side.